Welcome to my channel. This is Mario Lord, also known as Real Estate Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P. with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link, click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing out. How y'all doing to another episode? My guest, she had 24 followers and she made $1 million. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Michelle Foy, and I'm the owner of Proceed Screening.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So, can we start from the beginning?
Absolutely.
So you meet Spa Queen, you pay her $200-300, and then she helps you build your brand. So you want to start right there, or you want to start before that?
No, we can start right there. So really, I ain't even pay her $200 or $300. I just let her tell that story. Truth be told, I pay her $99.
$99. Okay.
I pay her assistant, I think $300 or $400. But
you pay the assistant to talk to her.
No, I pay her assistant to like do my Instagram after I talk to her. But like,
okay.
I really just pay her $99 in real
Wow,
life.
so you got the super discount.
Yeah, but that's her flex though. I paid $99 and now I'm forever loyal. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
I'm forever loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, loyalty is a new royalty.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but so I own a drug testing and clinical lab. It's called Proceed Screening. You can follow me at Proceed Screening or at I am Sheila Michelle. And basically, I opened up the drug testing center after being a corporate professional for like 24, 25 years. Corporate IT, healthcare, and higher ed. So it's just amazing how God pretty much set that path for me, because that's really what I do now. I'm a business coach, and I teach people how to launch their drug testing centers and clinical laboratories. My oldest son was murdered. It's been 6 years now, and so God gave me the assignment to start the drug testing center, and then one thing led to another for it to become a clinical lab. When the pandemic hit, I was like, well, that was nice, you know, because I really felt like it was over. I mean, people still had to get their drug screened. So understand that even in the midst of the pandemic, safety sensitive workers, so your truck drivers, your railroad workers, your Coast Guard, anybody that's safety sensitive, nothing really changed. They still had to get their drug screens and their breath alcohol and their medical examination. However, the rest of the world shut down. Mm-hmm. And truthfully, that's where most of my drug screening business comes from, is the rest of the world. So like today, I do probably 400 to 500 drug screens a month, and the rest of the world is the larger percentage of that. And so I was like, okay, well, that's shut down. So I had a business partner at that time. She took a class, and she met. Well, we're gonna get to that. Say that for the outtake. Say that for the outtake.
All right.
So she went to this. She took this course, and so she met Candace, Six Figure Spot Chick, and she's like, you know, I mean, we were just thugging it out together, you know, just trying to figure out this thing. So
you married?
Yeah, I'm married. So I have a master's degree in international business, an undergrad in management. I've been sitting in the room with CEOs since I was 22, 23. So business is not new to me, but entrepreneurship is. Mm-hmm. And it's a difference. You see what I'm saying? It's a big difference. So she was like, yeah, you know, I met this marketing person, and, you know, I'm going to sign up with her. And so, you know, I think I know it, right? So I like look Candace up, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, she got some girls behind her, you know. But, you know, so typical adult, right? Mm-hmm. As adult learners, we're looking for people to give us the information we don't know, and we already think we know a lot. So I was just like, okay, well, I didn't have business credit, and I didn't have business credit on purpose, because I am one of those people with a lot of student loan debt, because my graduate is from a private university, Nova Southeastern, right? It's a specialty degree. They weren't doing international business everywhere back then. And so I didn't want any business debt. But my dumb ass went into personal debt. You see what I'm saying? I was like, I just want to make money. I just want to make this is so sad. I said, I just want to make $100 a day.
That's it.
In my business. Because in corporate, I'm making $100 an hour. So for me, this is a passion project. It's the way that I dealt with my grief, continue to deal with my grief as a mother, is through this business. So I didn't really take the business seriously. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sign this lease. I'm gonna negotiate an 18-month lease. If it don't work, I'm out. Go back to my regular life. Yes, I knew I was gonna have a business, but I did not know that it would be drug screening, right? Because my husband and I, we both are on second marriages. So I was like, shit, we gotta get our time in. Like, we gotta spend time with each other, travel, play with the grandkids. You know, we don't got time to be working, trying to get off. Can I be off this week? Ain't nobody got time for that, right? So, you know, I check Candace out, and I'm just like, I don't got an extra $300. So I'm gonna let you try that first. And let's see how it worked for you. This might, no, real conversation, right? And so Candace came to the office to have her consult with the business partner at that time, and then she was just like looking around. She was like, oh, you own this? She was like, oh, where your business partner at? I want it. But see, that's the community side of her, right? And then she was like, okay, I'm gonna come back and get some lab work done. Like, she is who she say she is, like supporting the community. And so she was like, oh, I want you to teach this to my Spy Boss tribe. Because basically, for the Spy Boss tribe, what drug testing does is, it's a lead magnet. So I met with a client out here in Houston. She's seeing like 10 people a day. So let's say she's seeing 50 people a week. But I'm seeing 40 and 50 people a day in a drug testing center. So if 40 or 50 of those people are coming into her spa for drug tests, and she's converting an extra 4 or 5 people into buying her retail products, or actually utilizing her service, or they're going and they're telling whomever else that, oh man, I went up to get my drug screen, but it was actually a spa. Do you see what I'm saying? So it was that was a great bomb ass idea, right? So because I used to facilitate for University of Phoenix.
This is 2020.
No, I facilitated for University of Phoenix from 2013.
No, I'm talking about when you met Candace.
I met Candace in 2020, okay. 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I had 5 years of experience with adult education. In my corporate job, part of what I did was training. I was executive director at Grady Memorial. I worked at Samaritan Health in Oregon. I worked at Wake Forest in North Carolina. So it was so when she was like, okay, you teach this, yeah, I can teach it. But in my mind, I'm like, well, who the hell gonna want to learn this? Because everybody want to puff for a pass. Like, who else gonna take this?
How much were you making doing your corporate job?
$100 an hour.
$100 an hour? Okay. So how much was that a year?
Close to $200,000.
So you left your $200,000 job to be
a millionaire.
That's right. Absolutely right. Well, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. So basically, I was in the trucking class, and in 15 minutes, I made $2,500. Literally, right? And what I did was I had took this class called Likes to Love, and it's talk about like how to love your life instead of like your life. And so you take a piece of paper and you draw a line down the middle, and on one side you say, I'm exceptional at, and it's all your personal things. And then on the other side you say, I'm exceptional at, and it's all your professional things. So I thought Instagram was for young people. So I was petrified, not at teaching people, but petrified to get on Instagram as a platform. So I got a link tree, and created my link tree. And all of this is like, cause we too scared to say, like when Candace was like, oh yeah, we gonna go live. I'm like, now how the hell do you go live? She's like, we gonna do a live together. I'm on my computer, not even knowing you can't go live from your computer. So even though I had committed to doing the class with her, I had to get the infrastructure, and that's what I didn't have. I didn't have that infrastructure, right? So fast forward to now, from 2020 from June 2020 to the end of 2020, I made $100,000 plus in 6 months, right? While I still had a full-time job. And then 2021, it was $1 million plus.
When did it come to the point where your job was like wasting your time and holding you back? Like, what was that moment where you're like, all right, I got to quit this job?
Yeah.
Like, they're holding me back now.
May last year.
Last year?
Yeah, because like I would see Candace, you know, and she making moves, and then it's like things that I want to do or be a part of, and I couldn't. Or if I can't, she'd be like, you got that laptop, you got all that stuff, because you know I work remotely, so I could do that, but I couldn't be present. And so now it's like I'm like, okay, girl, I'm going out there Wednesday to meet with some clients, and so now it's like the whole day, where we going? We're doing the book signing. Okay, we're doing dinner with Candace tomorrow. Okay, we doing breakfast tomorrow. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, and it was crazy because there was this company that I really wanted to work with, and a person I really wanted to work with, and projects that I specifically wanted to work on, and all that was offered to me last May, and I accepted it, and then 30 days into it, I hated it. And I couldn't wait for it to be over. So I rolled it out to the end of the year, and I was like, I'm in CEO mode, and that's where I've been since January 1st.
Did you put your 2 weeks in, or you just quit?
Oh, no, I don't roll like that. I don't burn bridges, not willfully.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't ever see myself going back, like, unless God. I mean, I can make too much money on my own. Plus, my kids are like, my younger kids are you know, I got one that's getting ready to graduate next year, and another one the year after that. I want to be around for my kids, you know, before they get ready to go off to college and different things like that. So I want the freedom right now.
So, how important is getting these rooms? Like, you was in the room with Candace and your business partner. Like, how important is it, like, to tell your audience to be in these rooms? Like, you got to be in these rooms.
Oh, I push that. I push that all the time. But I learned that when I first started my business. When I first opened my drug testing center, I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I connected with the city people. Every little event they was doing in College Park, you know, I was there. You know, events is a thing. And like this, I'm already booked up the rest of May. So like, I'm going to South Africa at the end of this month. I'm going to MATS, which is a huge trucking event this month. Then May, I'm going to Amsterdam. I'm going to the drug screening conference. I'm speaking at somebody's event. So events is huge because I've never left an event empty-handed. Like, you may not have a signed deal, but you connected with somebody, and you're able to like do it to me in the most authentic way. Cause like, yeah, you don't know what's real and what's fake on Instagram. You don't know till you check out and you see what's gonna happen with the service. But when you in person, you have more of a feel for what you're gonna get. So I hosted 2 events last year, one in Cabo, one in Key Largo, and I'll be doing 2 again this year.
Would you be opposed to your kids having a corporate job?
I'm not opposed to it, but I do shout out to the corporations who killing everybody because people stress the hell out and they don't have time to spend with their family. Like, I feel like a lot of the things that we experience in this country really is corporate. It has its place. So no, I mean, I'm definitely going to support my kids. My daughter has made it clear she does not want to be an entrepreneur, so that's a little disappointing, but she is only 16. So she wants to be a nurse or a nurse practitioner, but like once she gets there.
Exactly. When she get that first job, she gonna and she can't take off when she wants to, and she sees you at Cabo with Candace, she's like, I want to go.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I think that, and I can say that because a lot of my clients are Spa Boss Tribe members who are nurses and nurse practitioners. So I work with nurses, nurse practitioners, phlebotomists, CPR instructors, people who are already in some facet of trucking. And basically, drug testing is either a way for people to get on with a little bit of money and little experience, or B, a way to beef up their current business, or C, a way for them to like scale outward. So you can go from being a drug test center to a clinical lab to an occupational health center to a whole immediate care and have zero experience in medical. Because I'm not a practitioner, I'm a business person.
Did you ever think about administering the COVID test?
Yeah, we run COVID tests. We do rapid PCR. I'm right by the Atlanta airport, so That's really the number one offering for us, is to be able to help the clients that are coming in trying to get on their plane, because a lot of people don't understand what type of test they need. So at the last minute, they don't realize they got the wrong test, or they didn't know they even had to have a test. You know, different things like that.
How you feel about the people renting out the little the boxes, and then they doing it, administering those tests themselves, randomly?
Well, I mean, I was just talking about that with my client today, and I was like sharing with her that one strategy is for her to educate her audience on the pros and cons of self-administration, because like some employers, they actually will pay you to proctor the COVID testing. So yeah, you gave yourself a COVID test, but was it the proper procedure so that we can have more faith in whatever your result is? So, I mean, I'm not gonna hate on nobody because they want to go get like a self-test, but like, you're not a lab technician and you're not a practitioner. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a 50-50 chance that you're doing it correctly.
How has your husband helped you during your entrepreneurial journey?
My husband do everything, child. He do everything. He give me his whole check. He don't really spend no money. And yeah, he give me his whole check.
Oh, for real?
Real conversation. His check go into a joint account. He don't. He don't touch it. He wait for me to give him money. Like his check going to the account, and he just be like, "You ain't got me no money in a while." And like real conversation. But I mean, when I first started it, he kind of looked at me like, "Okay, what you talking about, Willis? So you about to take all our extra money and go put it into what?"
But he believed in you though, right?
Yeah, no, he believed, but he believe now. He believe now, and so now he's a corporate worker. So he been on his job like 25 years, and he's now getting ready to get into trucking.
He's retiring, or he's just quitting?
No, I mean he's probably gonna retire early, because we're like 10 years difference in age, so he would actually be retiring early. But that was a transition, because he'll tell everybody he was like, I'm a 401k-er. You know what I mean? He never thought about having his own business. But that's really the legacy that I want to leave, like for my family, is because I feel like you got to have a certain type of mindset to be in business.
You do.
Like, I don't like lower level thinking. I call it that's the version of ghetto. Like, girl, she said this, and my baby that. Fuck that shit. If it ain't making you money or making you smile, fuck that shit. Like, that's dumb. That's ghetto. I don't like that. So I really want my family to identify what their purpose is, put some passion behind it, and take the resources that I have left for them and set the world on fire. You know what I'm saying? With that, like, whatever become of it. Because I just think it requires character. It requires discipline. You get what I'm saying? And business is just the way that I believe it. That ain't the only way, but I believe through business, yeah.
So if somebody calls you about gossip, you just hang up the phone?
Yeah, I be like, nobody don't got time for that. My life ain't long. Like, no. And it's ignorant. Like, I feel like I'm too good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? That's,
So, like, can you start off, like, I mean, not start off, but can you talk about how you was raised a little bit, like how you was brought up, and like how that influenced you being an entrepreneur?
Oh, I was raised fucked up. Like, my parents conceived me in a children's home. They both came from abusive families. Not abusive, but like drugs. So drugs and alcohol have like always been a thorn in my side, right? So like they 14 and 16, they don't want no kid. You know what I mean? They don't want no kid.
They was 14 and 16 years old?
Okay. 14 and 16. And what ended up happening is I just lived with like different family members, different friends. But at 5, I literally knew that I was running lemonade stands and selling cookies and candy. My life was so jacked up, and I was always left to really take care of myself, because I was either with my family that wasn't really taking care of me, or I was with somebody else and I wasn't their family. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of had to take care of myself. So the way that I coped was I just thought about the future all the time. I knew how many kids I was having. I knew what I was naming them. I knew I was going to be an attorney or a teacher, or you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's really how it affected me. It just made me know that it had to be something better for me than what I was experiencing even at the age of like 5 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that upbringing like really toughened you up to like what brought you into like getting your bachelor's degree and then your master's and then going into corporate?
Yeah, because I ain't no sorry ass person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my grandmother, like, I saw her, like, work. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something. And, like, I just respected hard work. So what happened is I was always smart, but I didn't want to go to school because I couldn't get my hair done like everybody, and I didn't have clothes like everybody. And then I was just depressed, right? And then I got pregnant with my oldest son, and once I got pregnant, I was responsible enough to know that I had to be responsible. And so I was at I came out with like Tamika Scott and Andre from Outkast and all them. So we was at Open Campus. Well, Andre and I was at Open Campus. But
you talking about Andre 3000?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just skipped. Like I was doing my work fast, so I ended up graduating before everybody else in my class. And then after that, I struggled with college, but then I had a person I worked with. She was like, "You so smart. I don't understand why you didn't finish college." See, sometimes it just takes like one word from somebody. And guess what? When she said that to me, guess what I did? Went back to college and like went all the way through to my master's.
So that motivated you?
Yeah. But I mean, I just really knew that I couldn't ask my kids to do anything that I hadn't done. So now I can tell my kids, like, okay, I can ask them to get a degree because I got one. Mm-hmm. I can ask them to see the world because I've seen the world and gave them opportunities. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's not about anybody being their example except me, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and then you graduate, you get your master's, you start corporate. How long you was at corporate?
Well, I actually started corporate before. I started corporate in like 1998ish. Mm-hmm. Because I was smart, I could send in my resume. I'm gonna get some calls. Mm-hmm. So that was never really an issue. I just really couldn't advance because it was like I still was like the little black girl, who was edgy with 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? Then in between that, I got married. It was an abusive relationship, and so it was a point in time like after I made it, then I had to get myself back together again, right? So I bought my first house at 24, but then at 31, I eating out the food pantry, and I had to choose the house or the car. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then it was like, okay, it's gonna be neither one of these. But God is so faithful because I moved out the house because I couldn't sleep in a house that I couldn't pay for. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even time for me to move out. I just didn't feel right staying there, and I couldn't pay for the house. And so I moved in with my cousin, and then 2 weeks later I got a job, so I moved back into the house. But we got divorced. But by the time we got divorced, I had started behaving like a single person financially. So the first time, I'll never forget, my godmother was like, "You're gonna have to go back because you're not ready yet." Mm-hmm. So like when women are separating from men, like you always have to think about that. You have to be prepared for everything you do in your life. Sometimes you can't always pick up and go, unfortunately. And so the time did come where I could exit. And then, after that, I would say my life pretty much was fairly, smooth sailing. I, just kind of traveled and, did a lot of different things. And the biggest thing was that I wasn't married. But I always believed that the only thing other than $100 that my real daddy gave me was this advice. He said, you don't ever got to worry about a man because God created men and women to be together. So the last thing you ever have to worry about is having a man. And so I never believed that there was a shortage of men or that every man cheats. I never bought into that. And so I got this book called Marry Smart. I was led to it, little 100-page book. And I wrote in there, my qualities, the qualities I wanted, meditated on it 3 days, burnt the paper, put my date in there, and a year and 1 day later, I was married to my husband. And we only dated 107 days.
Did you intentionally marry an older man? Or?
No, we like met, like I got on the plane, I was going to this event, and I was like, Lord, I have a lot of fun by myself. It would be nice if I have fun with somebody else. Let me meet some nice people, and I wouldn't be mad if I was married next year. Amen. That's what I said when I got on the plane. And that day, I went to this resort, and I got off the elevator, and 2 guys was standing there. And I said, hey, how y'all doing? And he was like, hey, excuse me, are you here for the jazz festival? I didn't know he had already saw me, so he had totally set the whole thing up. And we just hung out that weekend, and that Monday he was like, how long you got to know somebody to marry them? And he was like, because I got a room for your daughter, and I got a room for your son.
How do you know that you had... You saw your 2 kids?
Well, we had hung out that whole weekend, so you know.
Oh, I thought y'all just talked and he was
yeah.
already
Well, we
like
met on a Thursday, and so this is like that Monday, and but he was actually involved with somebody else, like, cause you know how you have to keep asking y'all the question over and over again, different ways to get the real answer. And so I was just like, you seem like a nice guy, you know, go ahead. I don't want to be that girl. You know, if it don't work out, you can holler back at me. But he just never stopped pursuing me.
You use a one.
Yeah. And we're getting ready to celebrate 7 years of marriage. Yeah. But he's he do everything. He cook. He a man, but like, I mean, he supports me in everything.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you got any more gems you want to tell the people?
Yeah, I got a couple of gems for him. So I would just say that. Tell me about your viewer, your audience.
We mainly real estate, but we do a lot of entrepreneurs.
Y'all do a lot of entrepreneurs.
We done like trucking. We done stocks. Every type of entrepreneurship almost.
Okay.
Like Spa Queen, she's like the second Spa Queen or second person in Spa.
Yeah, because she the only Spa Queen.
Correct.
Period.
So, like we do every facet of entrepreneurship.
Y'all do okay. That's what's up. So I feel like the biggest thing that I'm focusing on and coaching people on this year is really finding your niche. So I think is you can have multiple businesses, but you still got to be niche even within the multiple businesses, right? So when I started drug testing, I was like, oh, everybody is my client. No, everybody is not my client. That is not true, right? You really have to show up as the expert, as the undeniable choice, and then you have to have a customer service framework that really makes people want to come and do business with you. Like, I think that is super important. I feel like a lot of us are, we're fanatic about, oh, I got this business and I got that business, but what are you doing? And it's in the numbers. So like, if you're not paying attention to your numbers, if you don't have nothing that you're measuring, then to me, you're not really in business. So I would just say to everybody that make sure that you are focused on what you do better than anybody else. Then serve the customer better than anybody else, and just make sure that you're checking your numbers, because you're going to take that information, right, and then you're going to revise the play. Like, that's how you have to do. So like with me, as an example, in my office, you can come to me for drug screening, COVID testing, DNA testing. You can get retail health and wellness products, and you can get spa services. But if I'm looking at my numbers, I'm going to start to lean into where I see the market demanding my attention. You understand what I'm saying? And that is where I'm going to focus on that, and I'm going to continue to monitor that, right? So if anybody wants to get into the drug screening game, definitely follow me at IamSheilaMichelle.com. We have an auto chat that'll give you a link to the website, and you can actually download a free checklist that shows you how to start a drug testing center really easily. So I'm super excited, really about this year, because I am niching down, and because I'm more in tune with the numbers that's in my business. So I'm watching. So like, for example, if I say I'm coming to Houston and I'm doing a mastermind, I'm filtering for the people who are in Houston from my email list. And I'm literally sending them a direct communication. You see what I'm saying? Or I'm filtering the people who are in my text list, and I'm literally sending them a direct invitation, because people like to feel special. They like to feel exclusive. And the last thing I would say is we put like an application in process, and people love that because people want to apply and be approved even if they ain't ready to. You see what I'm saying? So whatever it is that you're doing, so like if you, what type of real estate you have?
I mean, I'm mainly doing rental properties now. I was doing everything. I was wholesaling, flipping, but now I'm just doing rental properties. I'm not doing anything else no more. Oh, and I got a couple of Airbnbs too.
And you got your Airbnbs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything is here?
Everything's here.
Everything is here in Houston? Okay, well I need to talk to you afterwards.
All right, that's cool.
Because I want to be on that peer space, baby.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that. I mean, use what you got. That's the biggest gem I can give you, is like, use what you got. So for example, we're getting ready to buy a house. We're getting ready to close on the house.
In Houston?
Not in Houston yet, but we're gonna get one out here. But I'm getting ready to trick that house out so I can peer space it. I ain't dumb. You see what I'm saying?
So, peer space over Airbnb.
I prefer peer space.
Okay.
Cause you in and you out.
Okay.
You ain't waking up in the morning, beer bottles everywhere. Like, you're not doing all that. You got to be a little more dignified when you come to peer space.
Okay.
But that's my gem. It's like, use what you have and be as specific as possible, and just focus and stop being all over the place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ooh. So what's this? 2022.
March.
Okay.
3rd.
Yes. I see myself on the beach. Like, yeah. I see myself on the beach. I see myself doing whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? I definitely see myself working like more digital products, lower touch but higher profit products and things like that. Like, I mean, I figured out a way to offshore my entire administration in my office. So I have 6 virtual assistants. They do everything. I have people who pay me $10K now to like start drug testing.
Okay.
Absolutely. So that's the type of game I want to teach everybody. It's like, you know, how to take your business like to the next level. Because like I was having a conversation with somebody last night, and they were talking about how they wanted to go from, let's say they want to go from 1 million to 10 million and in the next 5-10 years. And I'm like, no, that's too long. People are making that money right now on bullshit. You see what I'm saying? You got something real that you doing. Like, no, it's not getting ready to take me 5 or 10 years to make another 10 million. But the way that you do that is you get specific and you get focused.
So what would be a bad month for you? Like, say, what would be a figure where if you made that much, you'd be like crying?
I ain't gonna never cry, because I feel like this is a gym too. Like, I get up every day like, okay, Lord, what would you have me to do today? And I say the prayer of Jabez to attract what it is that God wants me to do, who he wants me to serve. You see what I'm saying? Like, first time I came to Houston 6 months ago, I did an ad. I sold my class out. This time I didn't do an ad. I had like one person. But guess what? That one-on-one time, I'm gonna get an amazing ass review from her, and she gonna go tell all her friends I prayed. Do you get what I'm saying? So she was like, I'm surprised. I'm like, no girl, enjoy this time. Like, you good. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like I get up every day with my purpose in mind. Do I get disappointed if I think I just did something fire and it come back dry? Yeah, of course I do, but you know, Pink and the Brain.
Yeah, the cartoon.
What you gonna do? Take over the world every day.
Every day. Well, let me hit you with these questions real quick, and then we're done. Okay, rental property, Airbnb.
I'm definitely going rental property because that's what I know. I think the only thing with the rental property is like, I got a rental property that's $400 and I'm making $1,200 and I'm doing like $1,200. Like, reinvest that money back and don't blow it.
Rental property or peer space?
Definitely peer space.
Okay. Commercial building or house?
Definitely commercial building. If y'all want to be in the 1%, I was in John Hope Bryant, Operation Hope. Y'all follow him? And that's the entrepreneurship class. And the guy came through, the banker came through. He said, if you want to be in the 1%, you need to own a commercial space.
2 million followers or rental property?
I definitely gonna go with the rental property if as long as it's got good tenants.
850 credit score or $1 million?
I'm good with the $1 million because it really ain't no way you can't have an 850 score with $1 million unless you dumb. Like, that's why when I was sitting here and the realtor, the loan officer, like, hey, I had a $14 balance on the credit card. Okay, let me pay that. The end.
Money or equity?
I'm gonna take money because I have had 3 properties before. I had, what was it, 2, I probably had almost $1 million in real estate at one point in time, like around 2010.
Okay.
And I only have 1 of those properties now. The equity, that goes and comes. So I'm gonna take
the money.
Yeah.
Miss Skittles or 6-figure spa queen?
I love you, Skittles, but Candace my girl. I mean, like, she just you know what I'm saying, like, you have to appreciate Candace for, like, and it's a difference between 6-figure spa chick and she really 7-figure spa chick and Candace Holyfield Parker. But, like, it wasn't, I can't ever say it was anybody that would, like, change my life, because I felt like, hell, I made my life good, you know what I mean? But she totally revolutionized my life, not just because my business started being a real business, because I had a space, I was a business, but she revolutionized, like, how I thought about things from a community standpoint, from a business standpoint, from a woman standpoint. Me and Miss Skittles, we got a couple of outfits. We be bumping heads on our outfits, and I'm sure she is bomb if I knew her more personally. But, like, yeah, Candace.
Clubhouse or Instagram?
Listen, God don't want me to be on Clubhouse. I gotta say Instagram. Like, I got the connection always messed up, so Insta for me.
Okay. Real estate or spa?
I have to go with real estate primarily because, keep in mind, I'm not an esthetician, I'm not a massage therapist. Now, I have been able to, through Candace's blueprint, I was able to make money in a spa, which is very impressive, right, for a person who don't have any experience. I probably would go with real estate. I just love property. Like, I just like the architecture, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like, man, this is a nice house, or man, this is this. So I'm just into property.
Corporate or entrepreneur?
Baby, entrepreneur all day long. What you need corporate for?
A lot of people dying to get in corporate, though.
Yeah, long time ago, my niece and nephew, their dad, he's an actor, actually, by the way, but he was like, he didn't work in corporate because he ain't never seen no black man in corporate. So that's when I first was in corporate. I was like, well, I ain't never really seen a black man really try to get in corporate. But I just feel like in corporate, it's very crab in the barrel. It's like, I got to step on you. Not every organization, but like most organizations, right? And I don't know. This is going to sound disrespectful, but corporate is for kids. Like, grown people have their own businesses. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm grown. Like, I can manage my schedule. I can manage my budget. I can make my money. I can take responsibility. Like, that's grown. That's grown.
Taking days off when you want to. We're going to end it right there. Thank you so much for the interview.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.